Hello, we're Katy and Jim. You can guess which way round that is, and welcome to the Lockey Lockdown. We've been invited by Creative Folkestone to take over the Facebook page this morning as part of their South East Creatives programme of business support for the creative and digital industries. What a lovely soup of words. I wonder what they all mean. Katy, how can I find out more?
You can find out more by going to the Creative Folkestone website and searching for Southeast Creatives.
Brilliant. I'm going to do that as soon as we finish this video. But before we go on the internet and search for Southeast Creatives, we wanted to talk a little bit about kind of being creative and surviving lockdown. So we are both artists and creative types with that kind of a career of a portfolio of a million different things that we juggle through and get by as a family with our 3 kids, and something I imagine a lot of you guys will relate to. And so over the years we've picked up a few ideas and tips for how to navigate that. So we thought we'd talk about it today.
Yeah. I mean, obviously there's no blueprint for like how to do anything in the times that we're living now. But some of the stuff that we have already experienced, like juggling, like, you know, looking in the bank account and going, wow, how are we going to do this? Just juggling like a whole bunch of different needs in one household while also prioritising and protecting our time and space as artists and creatives. It's something that we've been doing really since we got married a decade ago.
Yeah. So where do we start, Katy?
Oh, sorry. Did I go off? So number 1, I'm going to start with lowering your standards. Which
is why she married me.
Oh my goodness. Now, do we have to... We're not going to cut. We are not going to cut. We're going to keep going. For instance, this video, when we agreed to do it, we had a beautiful concept in our head of making something really slick, making something, you know, like good cuts and fancy graphics. We knew it, and properly lit. We knew that we'd have to record in advance because of the way that work and juggling the kids is happening at the moment. And we thought we could make something really, very good using the very best of our skills. But life's not like that at the moment. I'm alone with the kids all day, every day. Jim is out working, doing some key worker work out in the community that, is at the moment a massive blessing to us, but also at the same time a bit of a struggle because we're used to doing it in a very different way. So here we are talking straight into a laptop because even taking the time to move video from one camera into an editing program is just more time than we have at the moment.
And, Katy says lower your standards, but it's really, it's more about recognising what is at the core of what you want to do and matching that with the resources that you have. So, at the moment there was things that I was planning to do this month that I now can't do. But then I just look at, okay, this is my new capacity and I still have this drive and this desire to make X, Y, Z. How can I use the capacity and the things I have now to still, speak to that desire and things? So the heart and the, for want of a better word, the heart of what you're doing remains the same, but you'll just find ways to work within your capacity and cut yourself slack for not being able to do the big fancy thing.
Yeah, or very much of any things. Number 2, fancy graphic. 2, cut, sexy cuts. Be honest with each other. There are 5 of us living in this house. We have got a whole bunch of really different needs. We've got massively different personalities. And being honest with each other as a couple and as a family about what our particular needs are, what our struggles are, and the time and the space that we need, and holding space for each other to do that in a really not in a defensive way, in a sort of oh, you're not giving me time, or you've got something I need, or something like that, but is actually massively important. That I think has come for us with practice. If you've not already had practice at that, now is a really good time to get into that practice of just letting each other speak and just letting each other speak.
Actually, well, obviously we're talking about a family context, but that works in other contexts as well. Yeah. And even if you're on your own and that conversation is something you're having only with yourself, that's really important to be honest with yourself about, okay, so, it's difficult today, and naming that thing that you might be worrying about really makes a difference, because then that allows you to then put it in proportion and in its context and in its place, and be able to move on and achieve something. So it's really important, like Katie says, to be honest with each other, but also to be honest with yourself. What's our number 3?
Our number 3 is... what is our number 3?
It's written down there.
It's written on a post-it note on the laptop. There is no right way. There is no right way of doing it. Doing this, of making your work, of bringing up your family, of like surviving this, and like there is no. This is trying not to say the word unprecedented, but here it comes. It's unprecedented. We don't know what we're doing. There's no right way. It's what's going to get you through, and I'm even going to shrink that, not through this whole thing, but really what's going to get us through this week, what's going to get us through this day, what's going to get us through what's happening right now. I'm at home with all the kids, probably for the first time in a lot of years, and even when I was on my own with the kids before, Jim's work looked extremely different, so there was much more teamwork involved. So this is completely new, and I would say like really breaking it down to like what is actually going to keep us, identify what you need to keep you feeling good in those moments, and really letting go of all the rest. Yeah,
so it's something I've found difficult in the last couple of weeks, as Katie has alluded to. I'm now working full time and out the house, which is before we've had the luxury to choose, where we're both working part time at some points, so that we can both be home for the kids, and that's our ideal. We're not able to do it at the moment, but realising like to cut ourselves some slack. There's one of the kids now, and just recognise that we are doing the best we can in this moment, and that is enough, and that's okay. On a similar note, sometimes you can go online and see people doing an amazing job, and it can make you feel bad. You get in that sort of spirit of comparison of, I'm not doing as good as that other person. But I would really encourage you to twist that around the other way, and instead of comparing yourself negatively to people, let's use social media and that kind of thing as a way of connecting with community and encouraging each other. In the same way as we talked about earlier about being honest with yourself, it's about being honest with our communities as well, because we are literally all in this together, even if we can't see each other.
And we're going to go over time. Just going to jump in there as well, is letting go of, letting go of some guilt. I think this is something we've talked about. This is something I've talked about with a lot of other creative people, is that the voices, like the world kind of tells us over and over again that it's foolish to go into the arts, that it's not secure work, that that's all very well, but surely you'll be better off studying like maths or biology, and what about your pension, what about this and what about that. And it is really easy to internalise that, and when something like this happens, which nobody has any control over, to take that internalised discomfort and then allow that to manifest as guilt for, if only I had, if only we had spent more time investing in this, or if only we hadn't done this, if only we had real jobs, we wouldn't be feeling this way or struggling this way. Well, I'll tell you, I'm looking around and everybody is feeling some kind of weird guilt in these circumstances. There are people that, everybody that I know that's actually fairly comfortable right now, maybe they're furloughed, maybe actually life feels quite nice, shut down in their houses, are feeling massively guilty because they're doing all right.
It doesn't matter what your circumstances are, like that's a natural human thing to feel.
So I would say again, identifying where that if that is like if that's happening, and make sure that when you're making decisions about how you spend your time and about how you resource yourself and how you care for yourself, that it's not coming from a place of what you think you should be doing or what you think the world would want to see you doing, and that is genuinely coming from a place of these are the needs that we need to meet in our household right now, and this is how we're going to meet them.
I love it. I love that.
So wise. So wise.
I
just made that up.
Can I do a final thing?
Jim's final thoughts.
It's going to be big and
mythy
and silly, but I was just thinking, like the stuff that we do as creatives, whether that be telling stories, bringing communities together, those things that the arts and culture are known for are the things that people not only need right now but are really going to need at the other side of this. We need ways to understand what's happening and also not to just go back to normal afterwards. And the role of people in creative industries is going to be really valuable for that. So if at the moment you're feeling like I don't see the utility in being an artist or whatever it might be, it's really valuable, and the moment will come where you realise, I'm helping people to understand and come through this thing,
bringing beauty and truth and helping people process like all of this. I mean, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Now it's time for our really slick sign-off that we've pre-prepared.
Oh, we didn't do one. We're just going to go, bye!
Bye!
Bye! Don't forget to look up Southeast Creatives on the website.
Yes, and stay indoors. Bye!